Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another first and last impressions video. Now today I'm going to be looking at Spicy Horse Games' Akaneiro Demon Hunters. Now Akaneiro Demon Hunters was a game that was just not on my radar at all. I heard Total Biscuit talk about it on the TGS podcast, and as it's a free to play game I thought it wouldn't hurt to check it out. Spicy Horse themselves have been involved in a lot of American McGee's projects, such as Alice Madness Returns, which I personally love the level design. People gave it flack because of the poor combat system, but overall I enjoyed it. I thought it was very creative, and it was a decent game, and I'm glad I bought it, especially because I bought it for quite a low amount. But this game in particular, Akaneiro Demon Hunters, is a ninja game, and you hunt demons, which is a shock considering the title, but they're demons from Japanese mythology, which gives it an interesting twist, and as you can hear by the music, it's quite atmospheric. Yes, I mean, I like it. I mean, as you can see here, I've been playing it for a while. My character is level 6, really high level, not really, and that goes by the name of Hinata. So what I'll do, as you can see, that's how she looks. Gigantic sword, funny looking hat. Let's get going anyway, let's go straight to the village. Okay, and this is the village where you start. This is where you get the quests from. This is where you can purchase various items, purchase and sell with this fellow here. Buy items, sell items, and you buy items with in the top corner here. You see karma shards. You buy them. You buy items with that system. Now you get karma shards by doing the various levels and missions given by this fellow here. Okay. We've got Shigemori River and Jawbone Ravine open. As you can see here, it says in the top corner that this particular level, Mission 1, is overrun. Now that changes. If I complete this level now, that will go back down to green. And as I continue through the game, the levels will go back up to overrun eventually. And that keeps you coming back and makes the levels more difficult, as you could quite easily imagine. Now, the combat in this would be one of its major issues. It's just pointing on enemies and hitting them with your sword. But there is an interesting little part to this game. As you can just see there, I use one of my abilities. We've got Prowess, Fortitude and Cunning, and I've put all mine in Cunning because they seem to be quite interesting, to be honest with you. Makes it a bit more of like a trapper hunter sort of ninja. So if you're going along here, I can do Ninja Escape. Boom. I can do Caltrops, very handy in battle, as you can imagine. It gets an area of effect spell, and as people are attacking you, you lay down a bunch of Caltrops, and they take stacked damage as well, so that's excellent. And there's also, one of the ones I've got set up here is Firebomb. You set that up, and they come running over that, it explodes, and burns them for a period as well. So that makes the combat a little bit more interesting than you would first imagine. I mean, it's got the feel of an iOS game or a toilet game. It's basically what it's got the feeling of. You just point and you click and you continue through that. Doesn't seem to be much progression. There is, however, the abilities, which I've just shown you, and the collection of items. As you can see, all my items at the moment are green. There's some standard ones here, that just aren't as good as the ones I've got. You also get blue items, and those are the only ones I've come across so far. Those are the rare items, the blue and the green. This gives it another little collection part to it, if you like. I like going through the missions to see what I can get, and obviously the more difficult the mission, the better the items that are dropped. But I can talk about this all day at the village, or I can jump right in. I'll start with Mission 1 on the first open area, because I want to get through it and show you a boss fight. If I do one of the more difficult ones, it's unlikely I'll get through to the end. As you can imagine by what I've just said, it is actually quite a difficult game. But I was going to say it's almost a little bit of a boring game, but the amount I've played it, it can't be. I have played it actually quite a bit. So there we go, we'll run through, open some of these chests here. There's some karma shards. Some more karma shards. Right then, let's get some enemies on the go. The path is abandoned, except for this wolf. There we go. Oh, I love Caltrops. I mean, apart from the fact that my sword can pretty much kill these guys straight away now because I've got a higher level sword. There we go. Oh, yep. Caltrops have run out. Now you can use the special abilities with the blue spirit level just here. And obviously when that runs out you can't use them anymore, so it comes down to just hitting them with your sword or whatever weapon you choose. You got axes, hammers, so on and so forth. Obviously I decided to be a bit more, use my brain a little bit more when I'm playing the game, because otherwise it would just be literally click on it until it falls down. Which doesn't sound fun to me, and it probably doesn't sound that fun to you either. So, ooh, let's have a look. Let's try and get all these lot on my caltrops. Come on, guys. Oh dear. Okay, this isn't going so well. Die. Now you see, I died as well. Now, I did want to show you that at some point anyway. You can escape, you can revive, sorry, into the village for free, or you can pay to revive here. I'm going to pay to revive here so I can continue through the level. And you can see everything that this level's got to offer. The paying to revive thing with the karma shards can be slightly frustrating because it does go up the more you die. So on the more difficult levels, it'll end up costing you a bloody fortune, which is not a surprise, to be honest with you, because some of the levels do really hike up the difficulty. Maybe if I went for power rather than cunning, you know, I might not need, I might not struggle as much, but it just doesn't seem as interesting to me, to be honest with you. So I'll let them come and die on my caltrops. That's not going to happen. Quite tough, these walls. Right, and this thing lobbing petrol bombs or whatever it is, spirit bombs at me. Okay. Oh god, getting involved in fights I can't win here. As you can see in the mini-map in the top right-hand corner, there's quite a lot of enemies around here. So I've decided to aggro all of them. Wonderful. Oh my god. Okay, it's likely I'm going to die here. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it's gone up there from 56, I think, to 86, and it just keeps going up. I'm going to try and be a bit more careful now, because I do actually want to make it to the boss, because, as I mentioned at the start of the video, these monsters are based on Japanese mythology, so they are quite interesting. I will want you to see one of them eventually, when I get to the end. Right, then let's work my way around. You can see what I mean by saying it's got a bit of an iOS sort of feel to it. Okay, as you can see in the mini-map in the top right-hand corner, there's a big purple skull. That means there's a boss coming up. Pox Finger. Now, I'm sure I've had a fight with him before. Come on. Stand on my caltrops. There we go. Pox Finger's dead. Goddamn wolves. Yeah, I'm gonna die again. Damn. I got Slayer level then, so it's 130. I can't really afford to die anymore, to be honest with you. So I have got to be very careful now. Which will probably require me to run away a lot. But luckily I've got this, there we go, we see it's walled off now. I'm into the boss area. There we go. What happened here? Okay. Kill him, because he's infected. And here we go, as you can hear. By the drums. Bad things are going to happen. Oh god. Oh my god. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to have to run away quite a lot now, I think. There's a lot of demon wolves. Jesus. Yeah, it looks like this level's got just giant demon wolves as the bosses, but there's two of them. As you can see in the mini-map top right there, they're in that pen, so I'm quite happy to stay out of that pen if that's what they want. Go on, die on my caltrops. That's it. Caltrops have saved my life on more occasions than I care to remember. You can probably get a sense that if I was playing just a straight up sort of warrior character, it would just be quite dull. I would just be clicking on them until they fell down. Whereas at the moment I'm like running around, I'm trying to keep alive by keeping my health at the highest level. I'm going to have to tackle those bosses now. Right, I'm going to let my blue soul count there to go back up, because I can't be fighting this without that. I'm not strong enough. Oh my god. That nearly killed me outright. Okay, sorry for going quiet there. I was just concentrating on not dying. As you can see, those walls are bloody big. I don't think I could fight them head on. And I died for some reason. They were nowhere near me, but I still died. That's excellent. Okay. Just die. Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow, I can't fight these. I can't fight these. Right then, so I don't have enough karma shards. This has happened twice now. It's quite a frustrating part of the game, to be honest with you, because if you go away, and this is the main problem I've got with it, at least I've shown you one of the boss battles. One of the things that frustrates me most about the game is that this threat level, where it says overrun, goes up when you log out as well. So by the time you come back, everywhere's overrun. And you're going to have moments like that. That was the first level on the first area. Now my karma shards are basically at 224, which means if I was to attempt doing that again, I couldn't die. You know, this makes the whole experience a little bit fruitless now. I kind of feel like now I don't see the point in me logging back in to do it. Now, that's where this comes in. The part that I don't like. It's made that difficult so that I can do this. Buy karma shards so I can progress through the game. Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? The game's basically frustrated me into an area now where I sort of in a position where I need to buy karma shards. I don't want to do that. So what's that then? Game over? I guess so. So that means that I'm going to be logging out now. I've given you an idea. I mean, if this was a proper, decent free-to-play model, I would say, yeah, go for it. Because it is fun, and it does pass the time. If you've got spare 15, 20 minutes and you just want to play something a little bit different, I've heard that it's coming onto tablets. So, if you, I mean, on a tablet, it would be great if they sorted out this free-to-play model, where it wasn't almost impossible to get through the levels. If it only... the missions only went up in status, threat level, sorry, when you were logged in, it would make sense because you would be able to keep the levels down. But what it's doing is, it's while you're logged out, it's constantly going up. So that eventually you're going to get to a point where you can't get through the levels unless you buy karma shards. Poor. That's all I've got to say about it. I mean, graphically, what can you say? It looks like a bog standard game, really. Point and click game. You know, like it looks like a dungeon crawler to me. That's the thing, and it's like, so graphically, it's all right. The play's all right. It's just okay, and then they go and kick you in the balls with the free-to-play model. So I'll be back anyway with a written review when I play it a little bit more to see if I can actually get over this hump. I will be letting you know, and I will put that in the written review, and I'll be giving you my recommendations. Be right back. In my first impression video, I suggested that the free-to-play model for this game was a kick in the balls, as I was struggling to get through the levels to keep my karma shards up to keep progressing through the game. This now seems pretty harsh. I must have been struggling to get through the levels due to commenting and playing the game at the same time, as when I was just playing the game I got through a lower level, and with care I slowly got through to the higher levels. I shouldn't criticise a game for my own incompetence, and maybe I should have purchased more skills in fortitude or prowess rather than just cunning, but the fact that you can go down one street should never halt the progress of the game like it has done with this one. Although I liked Akaneiro, it is hard to say much about a game which is very much jump in, 15 minutes and you're done. The feel of a simple iOS game is hard to escape from, but again saying that aloud does seem harsh. A lot of imagination has gone into the bosses, the music is atmospheric, and the graphics aren't half bad. However, as longevity is an issue, I'm only going to give this 5 out of 10, so close to being a good game rather than a good waste of time. No story and frustrating progression makes this something that if you were paying for, I would say stay away from it. But it is free, and that's the major point. Check it out, see what you think, and try not to fall into the obviously created pit of purchasing karma shards to grease the wheels of progression. Well, that's all from me today. That's all I've got to say on this one. The link is in the description for this video, and that's the link to Spicy Horse's website, and you can download the game itself. All you need to do is sign up. It is free to play. Feel free to leave any negative or positive comments, hopefully positive ones, and if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. See you next time.
I just prefer the other.
Bullshit! How can it be bullshit to state a preference?